welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I am your host, of course, The Natty Teacher. And today's lesson in our summer school series, we got a leg day, but not just any leg day. We have a quad bias leg day. If you ever see that term quad bias, if you're unfamiliar with what biasing a muscle group is, it's actually very simple. It just means that you're doing more sets and reps, most likely, more exercises and what have you, for one particular muscle group over another. So I have my quad bias leg day today, where pretty much the majority, if not all of the workout, minus some accessory movements and calves and abdominal training and what have you, is all focused towards directly training the quads or biasing the quads as much as possible. And then when I have a hamstring and glute bias workout on Friday, you guessed it, more focused on the hamstrings and glutes. That's all it means. If you're unfamiliar with when a lot of influencers and what have you were throwing that term around, it's, that's all it means. So I wanted to have a little mini celebration here as we hit a very awesome milestone, in my opinion. And it happened very quick, very, very much so, pretty quick here. 350 subscribers as of today. Very excited for that. That's awesome. I appreciate all y'all's support and following me on this journey. Again, we're just getting started here, coming off of competing now. Almost to the day, just over a month ago, month and a day, and doing well. And now we have the areas in which we're working on, and we're blasting them, and my off season is going absolutely phenomenally so far. So for those of you, I don't think I've actually talked about this before, but I do not plan to compete, step on stage until, I would say, at the earliest would be late 2025, like the fall or winter of 2025, and the latest would be like the spring of 2026. So the first couple months, maybe the first half of the year of 2026. That's just I know it's kind of random, but just throwing that out there. So again, make sure, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow along. As you may have picked up on, if you scrolled through my videos, I do post every day. Also, make sure you check out my TikTok, just at The Natty Teacher, where I actually take all of my training footage every day and condense it into 60-second clips. So I put all of my training, I put my sets and reps and what exercises I'm doing, and I condense that into a 60-second, essentially, highlight reel every single day. So give it a whirl, give it a check, if you're not wanting to watch 10, 12, 15-minute videos. Anyways, to start my leg day today, I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. I want to see how it feels. If it is something that I'm not really feeling, then we can switch it back. But today, instead of starting with leg extensions, I actually really want to start with some squats. I have been digging barbell squats lately. I'm not a great squatter. It's a very technical and, of course, strength-based movement, but I'm getting really good at it, and my strength is moving up quick, and I just want to see how it feels starting with it. We'll do plenty of mobility work before, or at least a little bit of mobility work, and plenty of warm-up sets and all that before we jump into our top set. But just want to see where I'm at and see how it feels starting with that, and then ending with more of my accessory stuff. So anyways, my top set of barbell squats will be the first thing you'll see in this video as far as exercises go, and you'll be seeing that right about now. All right, well, as promised, barbell squats were up first on the agenda in today's quad bias leg workout. We did go up an additional 10 pounds from last week. We did 2 sets at this weight, which is 245 here. Both sets of 6. Again, really sitting in that pause position at the bottom of the squat, really trying to push that butt down further and further and keep that head and chest up more and more, really drive up primarily with the quads, but obviously I would say this is a whole leg builder. Still have a tendency to kind of sway forward a little bit, but definitely better and better as the weeks go on, for sure. So again, 2 working sets at this weight, for 6, and then we drop the weight down to 205, and we did that for a set of 10 with this same form. So again, really controlling that eccentric on the way down, and then powering up out of the bottom, and really getting some good sets. 3 working sets there. Then we got some hack squats. Again, 3 working sets here. Rep range is a little bit higher. This one we did back off the weight just a little bit, but I noticed that my foot placement these past couple weeks when I've been doing this has been not exactly where I want. Okay, so I moved my feet a little bit further down, and then I actually brought my heels a little bit closer together, pointed the toes ever so slightly out, and it felt phenomenal as far as activating the quads. Okay, now I will say with this one, my heels do come off of the pad ever so slightly. I know you can't really see it from this camera angle. They do come up, and I'm driving off the ball of my feet. And there's my dad real quick. They're kind of like a little Bigfoot appearance. But I am driving off the balls of my feet here just ever so slightly. Try to keep my heels planted as long as I can and drive my butt right down to my heels. Now, I do not have squat shoes or anything like that. So with this one, a little bit of extra additional heel elevation would definitely help keep my heels planted. But it's okay. You lift your heels a little bit, as long as you're controlling it and you're feeling it and all that, man, that's all that matters. And this felt great, particularly on the quads. So again, we did 3 working sets at this weight. Top set was 10, which is shown right here. Then we stayed at this weight, did 8, and then stayed at this weight again and did an additional set of 8. So it was brutal. It was brutal, but it felt great. So opening up your leg workout with 2 different squatting variations, man, you're going to feel it. I'll tell you that. This one I sped up, did double time. So I promise you, this is not, obviously you can tell, this is not the speed of the rep. It's good, you know, kind of like a 1, 2, 3 count on the way down, and then sit and hold for a second and then push out of the bottom. But for sake of time, I wanted to make sure that we double sped this one up, because this is a set of like 23 reps. So added 20 pounds from last week and rep matched that. Did kind of mess with the foot placement a little bit, you know, compared to just kind of based on what I did last week, which is, again, great reason to film, guys. If you're in a public gym or whatever, sometimes just propping your phone up against something to get a quick video of your set is going to help you analyze and see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Okay, it's going to be a big ego check. A lot of people, I think, are afraid to see themselves on film for their physique, and also to, you know, it'll actually show what they're doing. So I am super, super glad that I decided to start filming these workouts and sharing them with y'all. It's been a blast. So, and I'm going to continue to do it. Anyways, with this one, keep the feet nice and close. What you'll see here is I don't really point the toes too far out. I actually keep them relatively parallel. I kind of like to look at it, kind of have it look like a pause sign. It kind of looks like a pause, like the pause button. So, again, 2 sets here, 2 working sets, at least 20 reps, I would say, at least 15 to 20. This one I probably should have sped up as well, but that's all right. We got some leg extensions. Now, you'll notice that the load is significantly lighter than when I started with this exercise in my previous leg day for 2 reasons. One, I'm just far more fatigued, obviously, and my quads at this point were basically just telling me, hey, you should leave, and I'm like, I got a little more left, a little more juice. I'm going to squeeze the rest of the juice out of these quads. So another reason too is I wanted to kind of go back to one of my calling cards, which is really controlled leg extensions. So allowing that weight to track down very slowly and very carefully, but then, you know, come out of the bottom hard and squeeze at the top, really squeeze the crap out of those quads. Again, at this point, my quads are absolutely just berating me, just telling me, dude, you got to leave the gym. What are you doing, dummy? But I didn't listen. To an extent, you know, you got to push through that, man. My quads are burning here, but we're gonna roll. So we did 2 sets here at this particular weight here. You'll see I kind of hit that reset button for a quick sec. 2 working sets here. Again, with an exercise like leg extensions, I would recommend in that 15 to 20 plus rep range, regardless if you're starting or ending your workout with this movement. Again, really pump the crap out of the quads here. So again, 2 working sets of this one. And then kind of mixed it up a little bit. I did 1 working set, which I will show here in just a moment, of the single leg variation of this exercise. Okay, so I'll only, of course, show 1 leg. You guys get the gist, as I am just, you know, struggling and fighting here. 1 set here of 35 reps per leg. This one is more of that higher tempo sort of extension. This is how I see a lot of people do extensions at the gym. Now, I'm doing this one at the end purely for 2 reasons. One, or doing this type of tempo at the end for 2 reasons. One, I literally just, I didn't feel like I had anything left in the tank, but I just wanted to push anyways, because it's just one of those days I just wanted it. I already did my 10 working sets, but I'm like, I just want to do a little more. Just want a little bit more, okay? And 2, I just like getting that burn, man. The burn is great. Just that nice, just burn feeling. You get that lactic acid buildup in the legs. oh man, you love it and you hate it at the same time. You hate it because it's like, man, I got to stop here for a second, but you love it because it's just like, this is the freaking best feeling ever. I am growing right now. It's awesome. So again, I'm only going to show you the left leg here. You get the idea. I promise you, I did the right leg as well, but it'd just be far too long to show you both legs here. So again, 35 total reps per leg. We'll add a little bit of weight next week, and again, shoot for that 30+ rep range. Just really pumping the crap out of the quads to end this leg A day. Leg A session in the books. No words. Just a phenomenal workout yet again. Just can't miss lately, man. We are just not missing. Obviously being in a nice hefty caloric surplus day after day, night after night. Woo! It really feels good. It does. I can tell the body is growing, strength is flying. Everything is, I'm going to be honest, really where I want it to be. Really where I want it to be. Technique is getting better, but at the same time, strength is getting stronger, and my body is recovering better. It's just all awesome across the board. You forget how good an off-season feels in a prep until you're in your full-blown off-season. Oh, man. Growing feels good, let me tell you. It really does. Absolutely annihilated the quads. Just, dear Lord. Played with a few things today. I talked about it in my voiceover, so you should know what I'm talking about, hopefully. Did not record my cluster set of calves. So if you're unfamiliar, I actually train calves every day, Sunday through Friday. Mixture of seated calves, some body weight calf work, leg press machine calves, variety of different calf variations. Some in the lower rep range, some in the higher rep range. It's, just dependent on what I'm doing. But I do some sort of direct calf training 6 days a week. And they're still recovering. So we still push them harder until they get to the point where they don't recover. Then we dial back to, level it out for a bit. But didn't record calves. And then I did 3 working sets of rope crunches as well, just right off the lat pull down. Felt great. We do still have a half-hour cardio today, but not sure exactly when I'm going to do that. It's either, I just finished meal 4 a little bit ago. So either it's going to be in between this meal and my next meal, or in between meal 5 and 6, and meal 6 being my last meal. So half hour though. Tomorrow, join me for my Push B session. It's a morning workout, so nice and early. Should be a relatively early upload as well. I appreciate all y'all for following along and liking the videos and commenting and subscribing and all that. It's just great for the algorithm, and it feels good. It's very much so motivating for me to continue to pump out daily content, and I absolutely will, because I love it, man. I enjoy it. I really do. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. If you have any feedback for me and for the videos, please leave it in the comments. I know I throw that out there, and a lot of people don't really do that, and that's totally okay. But if you do have feedback for stuff you'd like to see, stuff that doesn't work, stuff that does work in these videos, please let me know. I am really open and open to all sorts of feedback and constructive criticism. So let me have it, please. Anyways, join me tomorrow for that Push B session. I'm looking forward to it already. Can't wait to see y'all then. But for today, I am the Natty Teacher. And again, only for today, summer school is out. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.